Okay, dear devotees online. Oh dear
Joy.
For the last 1 hour and 21 minutes, the devotees have been singing continuous kirtan. So they are all very joyful. Except they told me they sang some sad songs too. But today is a happy day. It's the appearance, manifestation day of Krishna. And not any ordinary Krishna, if ever you thought Krishna was ordinary. But we are remembering the original Krishna, avatari Krishna. And we didn't find our calculation how many zeros are at the end. But once in a day of Brahma, he appears as original avatari, origin of Krishna, the origin of all avatars, Krishna. So, a day of Brahma, just to remind you, that at the end of the day of Brahma, everything just stops. It's all, when Brahma sleeps, the universe all basically withdraws, and then again remanifested when Brahma wakes up. What does he do when he wakes up? He wakes up and makes the universe active again. So that's a long, long time. So once in all that period of time, Krishna comes. And I expect in the camera you can see flowers in the foreground. We have so many flowers here. And the devotees are busy making garlands and decorations, etc. And already decorations are up in the temple room. So, Jai Saprika Shishi Guru Gauranga Sundar Radha Giridhari Jyoti Jai Jai Shrimati Tulsi Devi Ki Jai. And this time coming, Gauranga is very golden, by the way. Has he been nourished, as they say, over the last 2 or 3 years? No? Okay.
Has to happen. It's on the list. It has to happen. It's on the list.
We're looking very bright. Anyway, today's Gauranga's appearance day, and so we're having the morning program, but you've just joined us, so we can sing something about Krishna, qualities of Krishna. He has unlimited names, and we can sing some names. Mayura Mukuta Pitambaradari. From memories, not in the songbook. Nyet. Or হবে না ভিতরে ওই বইতে ভিতরে নয় ভাই আপনি আরেকটা বই লাগবে. The later editions of the songbook do have it in. But it is like it's not in the songbook. But just listen, because it is like so many songs, you already know the names, you know, and just listen and repeat. That's why we do listen and repeat. And in the temple, generally, one person has the songbook, in the Bengali songbook, and they're singing something, and then everybody is hearing and repeating with understanding. If we're Bengali, we hope it. You're trying to cheat. Okay. Mayura Mukuta Pitambara Dhari. Mayura Mukuta Pitambara Dhari. Murali Dhara Govardhana Dhari. Murali Dhara Govardhana Dhari. Mayura Mukuta Pitambara Dhari. Murali Dhara Govardhana Dhari. Shri Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Shri Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Muralidhara Govardhana Dhari Mayura Mukta Pitambara Dhari Muralidhara Govardhana Dhari Jashoda Nandana Krishna Murari Jashoda Nandana Krishna Murari Muralidhara Govardhana Dhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Bangsi Bihari Vallabha Bangsi Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Bangsi Bihari Muralidhara Govardhana Dhari Mayura Mukta Pitambara Dhari Shri Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Shri Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jashoda Nandana Krishna Murari Gopi Jana Vallabha Bangsi Bihari Mayura Mukta Pitambara Dhari Muralidhara Govardhana Dhari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Nitai Gaur Premanandi Hari Hari. Okay, 7:30, 7:30, 1:30 a.m. and we've been asked to say something now about Janmastami, or say something now, I suppose. But the main program is in the afternoon. Today is Harinam Sankirtan. If you wish to know where and how, look on presumably West London Matt's Facebook page where you are now, and do join us wherever it's going to be. Windsor, I heard. And then afterwards, at maybe 4:30, starting the evening program with evening arati here at 7:30 p.m. I think I'm correct in saying, but the itinerary or the schedule, we are in England, schedule is presumably on the Facebook page. But as we do like to do, then there are various recordings of Guru Dev, Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj on scsmac.com, available for everyone to hear. And so we can play something here now, because we also know when devotees hear them, often they don't understand clearly Gurudev. So we can play means, it doesn't sound like the right word, we can listen to some of Srila Gurudev speaking, and we can then discuss if any clarification or discussion is needed. How good is your English? Poquito? Mucho?
No, a little. Listen a little. Yeah, you understand?
Yes.
Take no much.
Okay, anyway, try to understand, and even with the good English, sometimes a little tricky to understand Gurudev's intonation. You can get some translation. I do not know how. We have here in the room, we have Dutch, English, very English, Norwegian, Russian, Latvian, and Italian, and Spanish, and maybe more languages. And the very English is from Anjali Devidasi, in case you needed to know. Okay, so as we do in the morning so often in Navadip, and as we do in the morning so often in the morning program, all over the world, after the Arati, then very often we go upstairs and we go to Gurudev, and we give our obeisances, Jai Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai, and then we come and hear whatever Gurudev is saying at that time. So let's see, we hope it will all come out clear enough for here. This is in this is in 2007 in St. Petersburg, and this may have Russian with it. It is quite possible. So we'll hear part of the talk anyway. It's 40 minutes, but we'll hear some part in here. Jai Srila Gurudev Ki Jai. So actually today we've transported ourselves to St. Petersburg, and then we've come to hear Gurudev giving a talk that day. So not quite on Gurudev's veranda as we were thinking before.
What can I say more today? You all assembled here.
Говинда Махарадж говорит, обращаясь ко всем, что какое еще более благословение можно получить, нежели собраться здесь всем сегодня, чтобы прославить этот замечательный праздник.
This is the appearance day of Lord Sri Krishna,
Это
Supreme Personality of Godhead, written in the scriptures.
Этот день явления Шри Кришны, Верховной Личности Бога, описан в древних ведах, в священных писаниях.
All the scripture, where it is revealed, everywhere we can see Krishna is attracting everyone and revealing their heart as a supreme personality of Godhead.
Веды, они построены на божественном откровении. И как часть божественного откровения они описывают о том, как Господь Кришна являет свою непревзойденную красоту в сердце живого существа и привлекает его.
Today, not only whole India, whole world, we have so many centers where we are worshipping Lord Krishna. Not only our ashram, not only our mission, it is a worldwide mission. The ISKCON, you heard the name, they are also hundreds of centers, and everywhere they are worshipping Lord Krishna today for the satisfaction of Lord.
И сегодня мы отмечаем не только праздник в Индии, вся Индия отмечает день рождения Кришны Джанмаштми. В этом веке этот праздник вышел далеко за пределы Индии. Только в наших 84 храмах по всему миру, во всех концах света проходит праздник. Но мы не единственная вайшнавская миссия. Сегодня в мире действует множество вайшнавских миссий, даже такие как ISKCON, в которых гораздо больше храмов и центров, и другие организации. Поэтому сегодня тысячи людей, миллионы людей в Индии, тысячи людей за пределами ее проводят этот праздник.
Krishna, always everywhere we can see. You read or you have seen the films of Mahabharata. There you have seen what is the position of Krishna in Mahabharata.
И Кришна называет всепроникающим, присутствующим везде, в каждом атоме, в каждом сердце. Если кто-то знаком с историческим эпосом
By the way, while the Russian translation is going on, it's a good time to digest what we hear, because everything that Gurudev says, we can digest. So going slowly, it is good for us. Yeah.
Krishna's three kind of pastimes manifested in that time we have seen, and still it is everywhere worshipping.
И в это время, когда Кришна явился в этом мире, он явил три вида своих божественных деяний. В целом, о этих божественных деяниях помнят и им поклоняются многие тысячи лет.
Nandanandan Krishna, as well as Brajendra Nandan, as well as child Krishna, played in Brajadham with all the Brajabhashins in their young age, very first young age.
И Кришна явился во Вриндаване, явил свои игры, детство во Вриндаване. После того, как его перенесли во Вриндаван, там он показал свои уникальные божественные деяния. Будучи еще ребенком, он явил игры, божественные игры вместе со своими друзьями и близкими.
The Janma appearance story you also knows. The Krishna born in the prison room in Mathura. The Kamsa was the king of Mathura that time. His the prison house, they are born Krishna. History this way written some part of his birthday, Bhat Lila.
Кришна инкарнировал, явился в Мадхуре. Мадхура была царством, которым управлял демонический царь Камса, и он посадил праведных родителей Кришны в тюрьму. Именно там, в тюрьме, Кришна явил свое рождение. Его первое явление в этот мир произошло в Мадхуре, в тюрьме царя Камсы.
That time circumstances come, and Vasudeva taken Krishna. When Krishna born as a son of Vasudeva, that time forehand Narayan form taken, he appeared in the prison room of Kamsa.
Когда Кришна явился, лил игру своего рождения в тюрьме, он показал своему праведному отцу Васудеве, что обладает божественной природой. Он явил форму Нараяна, четырехрукую божественную форму, которая известна как одно из воплощений Вишну.
For showing everywhere his manifestation, and as a son of Vasudeva, son of Devaki,
Поэтому
Narayan appeared, that shone in that prison house.
Поэтому он показал, что является Нараяном и сыном Васудевы и Деваки, то есть является сыном праведных личностей, таким образом явил свою бесконечную славу.
Some historical fact taken out from that prison house, Krishna as a child that time, born baby.
И далее,
that form, Krishna.
и далее эта форма Кришны мистическим образом была перенесена ночью его с отцом Васудевом во Вриндаван, месте, где Кришна воспитывался и явился как сын Махараджа Нанда, царя Вриндавана.
Devaki Vasudeva, they feel the Narayan taken birth, and he will kill the Kamsa and his demons group.
Когда после долгих испытаний и проведя многие годы в заточении, Васудев и Деваки, счастливые родители Кришны, поняли, что сам Господь услышал их молитвы и явился, чтобы восстановить духовную справедливость и уничтожить демонические силы Мадхуры, они были очень счастливы.
Simply I am telling about Krishna's birthday history, but actually Bhagavan taking birth for the rescuing the conditioned souls and the whole world. And when adharma means irreligion will grow so much, that time Lord himself promised, yeah, I am taking birth that time and I establish the religion and giving peaceful situation and help to the devotee.
И ведические писания, они раскрывают суть явления Господа в этом мире. Сказано, что время от времени, когда религия и человечество приходит в упадок, я сам лично принимаю на себя функции, являюсь в этом мире, чтобы уничтожить безбожие и явить свою милость чистым преданным, духовным личностям. Таким образом, веды раскрывают суть, мистерию прихода Господа Кришны в этот мир.
Anyhow, circumstances taken Krishna to Nanda Maharaj's house. Their mother Jashoda have twin babies, one girl and one boy. And when taken Krishna to Jashoda's room, everything is sleeping by the illusory power of Lord. And he put there Krishna, and both Krishna become in one form, and put there that Krishna and taken from Nanda Maharaj's house that girl, that's called Jogmaya, and come back to Mathura. In the middle, so many history, you know, better than me knows that children in the evening they make some drama.
И хотя кажется, что эта история может казаться очень простой, но тем не менее в ней есть глубочайший смысл, в ней есть много сакрального. Следует помнить, что Кришна явился одновременно в двух местах. Он родился в тюрьме, как сын Деваки и Васудевы, но он также родился как сын Нанды и Ешоды одновременно во Вриндаване. И он не только родился, но также еще явилась девочка Йога Майя, то есть материальная энергия, иллюзия. Произошло так, что все живые существа впали под ее влияние, и поэтому двери тюрьмы открылись сами собой. Васудева перешел реку и принес мальчика Кришну во Вриндаван. Он положил его на постель, где были 2 новорожденных ребенка. В это время все живые существа, в том числе и родители Кришны, спали и находились в неведении под влиянием иллюзорной энергии Йога Майя. Тогда 2 младенца слились в одно единое целое, поскольку Кришна и все его проявления не отличны друг от друга. После этого Васудева забрал девочку, которая являлась олицетворением иллюзии, и принес ее во дворец к демону Камсе.
So Gurudev is speaking in the St. Petersburg temple. You've been there, St. Petersburg? No. Oh, okay. Anyway, it's a grand temple built by the devotees on the shore of the Bay of Finland, and it's a big and glorious temple. And so Gurudev is speaking there, so he's referring to, it must be that yesterday in the evening he is saying, the children put on a play. And so Gurudev says, the children know better than me what is the pastimes that took place, because Gurudev given in brief how Krishna appeared in the jail, and then he simply says, and then he went to Jashoda's place where she'd had twins and swapped the baby. But there are so many details, because when Krishna was born, then he did appear, as Gurudev said, with 4 arms and all jewelry and everything, which is also inconceivable. But this was so that, absolutely sure, here is the Supreme Lord, because generally, Vishnu is obviously the Supreme Lord. This is a point, because he's so opulent and so everything. And then it's obvious he's the Supreme Lord. But a little hidden is that the Supreme Lord is Krishna. And we also take it for granted. But you see, generations by generations, they're not thinking Krishna is supreme. They're thinking, yes, Krishna's come from the Supreme, who's obviously Narayan. He's got 4 arms and he's so glorious. And with different names, according to whether holding conch, disc, lotus and club, or conch, lotus, disc and club, or conch, club, disc and lotus, etc., etc. Different names of Vishnu, and there are descriptions of that in Chaitanya Charitamrita about the names of Krishna according to the order of the weapons in his hand. But then from that point on also then Krishna spoke to Nanda Maharaj and spoke to Vasudeva. Vasudeva is the father, Vasudeva and Devaki in the prison cell, and Vasudeva is Krishna. Vasudeva, the son of Vasudeva. So again, this is where the reason why we have diacritics for long A, short A, long I, short I, S, sh, etc. There's a reason why they're there. So anyway, Vasudeva is the father, and Vasudeva, the son of Vasudeva, spoke to the father and explained, what to do. And you take me across the river, and by Krishna's potency, he can do anything and everything. He can lift Govardhan hill with the little finger, the weakest finger of the weakest hand. He can lift Govardhan hill. But so easily for him, he unlocked all the doors of the prison house became open. And then Vasudeva taking baby Krishna, taking him according to Krishna's instruction to over the river to the house of Nanda and Jashoda. And on the way, big storm, everything, but everyone went to sleep by Krishna's influence. So the guards, they all sleeping on duty. If you're in the Navy, you get maybe court-martial for that or something. If you're sleeping on watch, then big crime. And then from there, then he had to cross the river Jamuna. And it's described that the river Jamuna, during the storm, like big waves were there and it was flowing violently, very fast. But the river Jamuna split in two and made a passage for Vasudeva to take Krishna across and then gets to the other side. And I know this, and I didn't even see the play. Okay, but Gurudev is saying that the children knew better than him. Oh, all the things are going. And Gurudev obviously knows better than the children, but he's giving encouragement to them. And then this way, crossing to Mother Jashoda. And Gurudev is giving this, saying this in the whole gathering, and there are lots of people there. It is a full temple room, a big full temple room, and beautiful deities, Guru, Gauranga, Radha, Madhava, Sundar. Correct? St. Petersburg, what are we talking about? Oh, you don't know? Okay, he lives near St. Petersburg, but a different country, because man splits up the world into different countries. But Sajananda goes there quite regularly. It's Guru Gauranga, Radha, Madhava, Sundar, I'm pretty sure, the deities. And very beautiful deities, by the way. They are the brothers or sisters or whatever we want to say of the deities in our Vrindavan temple, made by the same deity. And they have their own history of going there. But the temple, it's a big temple and a tall altar. And in our temples, it's the grandest temple around the world in that sense, really. The deities are high, a grand altar. The temple room is big. Everywhere in the temple room is decorated, painted, elephants are there. And it's done by the devotees, all done by the devotees, the dedication over the years of the devotees. But the deities can see right down the hall, the Nat Mandir. Nat means dancing hall, the Nat Mandir. They see all the way down the Nat Mandir, and then the long glass window at the end. There they keep tulsi under lights like yours, but not so high tech, but they keep tulsi very nicely there in St. Petersburg. And then beyond tulsi, through that big window, you see the Bay of Finland. The Bay of Finland and all the water, or in the winter, all the ice, it becomes frozen over, and really frozen over. People go way out, and they go fishing, would you believe it, with a big, like corkscrew. And in the winter, it's like that. And you see what austerities they're doing. And the old men going out, and they're going there fishing, and then went with Preetu over online, aren't we? Anyway, we went with Preetu, Prabhu. And we went with Preetu. And he is asking one of the fishermen when he came back. Preetu was asking the fisherman, what are you catching way out there? And he showed his fish. He had these little fish. And he'd been out there for maybe some hours, sitting on the bench. And Preetu said, oh, it's just their meditation to get away from the world. But anyway, the deities can see this whole bay. And in the summer, that area, it is a beautiful area for this parachute surfboard. Surf parachute, I don't know what the official name is, but they have races there. And our flag, the flag on the top of our temple, then the surfers look to that flag for the wind and the strength, and they call it Hare Krishna Point. So quite a famous landmark there. And anyway, since the temple began, and Gurudev, when they started to make the temple there, and it's Avarut Maharaj who's translating his father, Vijay Raman Prabhu, I mean, he's the key man there for making the temple. And when they got the land and started to make it, Gurudev said, this area will become very prosperous by the presence of their lordships, the deities being here. And now, maybe 1 kilometer, not more, or maybe 1 kilometer and 50 meters. Anyway, maybe a little bit more, but very, very near, there's a giant building has come up. The area will become very opulent by the grace of the Lordship being there. And now there's this giant building, and I forget the name of it, but when you fly into St. Petersburg, there's this giant building which is there, and then from that you can see, oh, there's our temple. It's like, so if anybody wants to go to our temple in St. Petersburg, it's easy to tell them how to go. You just go to that building, whatever it's called, and then we're just like 2 blocks down from the building. And it has become opulent. The metro, the underground, underground? Yes, underground. That has now come all the way out there, and it's a very classy metro. It's not, okay, we're in London. The London metro is very old, but of course with the new metros, and they're making them in St. Petersburg, they're very modern.
How far is the temple from St. Petersburg?
It is St. Petersburg. It's I don't know, like here in London or something for St. Petersburg. And there's a big new bridge, so you can get into St. Petersburg very easily. A big new wide, freeway.
Power off.
Oh, thank you very much. Big new freeway bridge that goes there. But this is where Gurudev is speaking, and so he's speaking to lots of people. And you see his speaking continues until today. We're hearing him speak at that festival. And anyhow, Gurudev is continuing. How much could you understand of Gurudev? Not really. But it's okay, yes, it's okay. But how much maybe you cannot hear so much from here. Sufficient.
I heard mostly.
And Tonga, you understood? Mostly. You got the Russian translation, Goshi. Tonga Rasa knows Russian also. So.
No.
But
I understand Gurudev very well.
Yeah, okay. Very good. And how is the translation? Perfect. There you are. Very good.
I don't have time to rest because I hear one and then I hear the other one. Because I don't have time to digest it.
Okay.
I just hear it twice.
I'm pleased you didn't use the word relax. I didn't have time to relax, you will not say, between the two.
What did I say?
Rest, you said.
Oh, wow.
And then you also gave your own purport on the word rest, which is to digest. I didn't have time to rest in order to digest what Gurudev was saying. Anyway, today is the appearance of Gurudev, and this is a 40-minute talk, so clearly we can't hear it all now. But it's always good to hear Gurudev's voice, and this was 2007. This is 2007. The 4th of September that year was the Janmashtami. And this year, what date are we? 19th of August. So we know the lunar calendar, things get adjusted. And sometimes there is that extra month of Purushottam that comes in. So that also makes some dates much earlier, some days later. And then it all gets harmonized for a while. I don't understand those things because I've not studied astrology, astronomy, but they have their ways to calculate. Anyway, today is Janmashtami. It's a very good day to start something. Tomorrow is Nandotsav. It's a very good day to start something. This month is a month-long festival. Every day is a good day, actually, in this month. And actually, throughout the year, every day is a good day. But some days are good and some days are more good, most good, everything like that. And they're all good days because we are exactly the right time to get us clear and full-fledged guidance for the Western world. And here we are, we need to now carry the ball and take on seriously our spiritual life. Krishna just came. Mahaprabhu just came. Krishna came a few years ago, because it's 5,000 years, kind of a few years. Mahaprabhu came a few months ago, because it's only 500 times 12, which is 6,000 months. Look how quickly the months pass by. 6,000 months. That's not very long. And what to speak of the devotees in the middle, the parampara, which we can say headed by Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur, In the 19th century, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, late 19th, early 20th century. And then Srila Guru Maharaj, all the way through the 20th century, mostly through the 20th century. Srila Prabhupada, who brought that message, and Srila Gurudev into the 21st century, the next millennium. This way, we've got Mahaprabhu's message not only a few months ago with Mahaprabhu's arrival, but a few moments ago with Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada and Srila Gurudev. We must always remind ourselves. Then we won't waste time getting caught up in all sorts of things which have no meaning. If we live our life today, what's the point in having discussed anything about anybody except trying to see devotion, where is devotional life, engaging in devotional life, changing our consciousness. And Krishna has shown his Leela, Mahaprabhu has distributed his Leela, and his Parshads, his associates, generals on his behalf, then they've come to this world in order to distribute that, not only in India where Mahaprabhu distributed, but everywhere. And we are the fortunate receivers of those first drops of grace to come around the world. And one drop can inundate the whole world. What a beautiful garland of actual flowers. You know, if we were to see that garland in a photograph, people will think, oh, it's been made by a machine, but it's not, it's handmade. Look how beautiful.
She's the best garden.
And you see some very luxury garlands made with those small white flowers. And I don't know how many in one garland, maybe 500 flowers in one garland. Like thick, just made up of those little flowers. Maybe 1,000 flowers. I do not know how many flowers make up a garland. Then how much threading.
I think I've only just seen them the last few months, these little flowers, like in the supermarket, you know. I've never seen them before. I was just thinking they must be very useful for making the garland, for these little, tight little...
Mm-hmm. And here they are.
Yeah.
Here they are. What you saw for the future has now manifested in the present. All right, we're over time. We were told to stop at 8 o'clock because there's lots of service for everybody. If you're in the area and you're free, do come in. Lots of service. Saraswati, she's very keen. Everyone will use every moment carefully in service. So we've come a little over time, but happy to join today. Gurudev, by mystic process, we've jumped back to 2007 and joined today Gurudev in the grand festival in the St. Petersburg temple in Russia. Nitai Gaur Premanandi Hari. Hari Harai Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha. Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha. Gopal Govinda Ram Shri Madhusudan. Giridhari Gopinath Madana Mohan. Shri Chaitanya Nityananda Shri Advaita Chandra. Garadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Rupa Sanatan Bhatta Raghunatha. Shri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Dasa Raghunath. Echai Gosai Kori Charana Vanda. Jaha hoite Vignana Abhishta Puran. Chai Gosai Jar Mui Tarada Savara Pada Renu Mora Panchaga Tharya Charana Sevi Bhakta Saneva Janame Janame More Abhilas Echai Gosai Jabe Braje Kolaba Radha Krishna Nitya Leela Korila Prakash Anande Bolo Hari Bhaj Vrindavan Shri Guru Vaishnava Pare Majai Aman Shri Guru Vaishnava Pada Padma Koriya Harinam Sankirtana Kohe Narottamada Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivas Adi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Gaura Hari Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Jai Saprika Shishi Guru Gauranga Sunda Radha Giridhari Juki Jai Jai Shri Mati Tulsi Devi Ki Jai Jai Om Vishnupad Shri Gurudev Shri Bhakti Sunda Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai Jai Om Vishnupad Shri Guru Maharaj Shri Bhakti Rock Shri Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai Jai Vishnupad Bhagavan Shri Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Ki Jai Shri Rupanuga Guru Bhagavad Ki Jai Jai Vishwarani Shri A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai Jai Shri Krishna Janmashtami Ki Jai Namacharya Shri Haridas Thakur Ki Jai Shri Chaitanya Saraswati Acharya Vrinda Ki Jai all the assembled devotees Ki Jai worldwide Shri Janmashtami Festival Ki Jai Nitai Gaur Premanandi
Jai Srila Madhusudan Maharaj.
And somebody somewhere needs to click off the broadcast. Thank you for being with us. I don't know who is with us, but always good to know whoever is here, plus some more. We are very happy to have you. Hare Krishna.